Hi, I'm Abby, and today we've got a special treat for you. We are making Thai turkey meatballs. Now this has a lot of ingredients, so you want to be sure when you're shopping for this, you check all of the ingredients labels to make sure everything is Kaufmann 1 or Kaufmann 2 approved. We're going to start off with 2 pounds of ground lean turkey meat. And we're going to add all these ingredients one by one. Adding 2 eggs already beaten up. We've got some light coconut milk. We've got some grated ginger paste. Put all that in there. We've got some grated garlic. There's about 2 cloves of garlic. We've got some red curry paste. We've got chopped basil. It's about 2 tablespoons worth of chopped basil. We have fish sauce. Chopped green onions, or chives as they're also called. Let's get all those in there. We've got a cup of finely diced cabbage. Now I cheated a little bit on this. I bought a package of pre-chopped coleslaw mix, and I just chopped it up a little bit more because it's just cabbage and a little bit of carrots. So that's all it is. And then you've got about a teaspoon of sea salt. And you can add a little bit more, a little bit less, whatever you want. And then about 1/8 of a teaspoon, or pretty much 1 shake of red pepper flakes. I've got all that, and then we're just gonna mix it up and form it into meatballs. You want to get really nice and thoroughly mixed. Get all the flavors in each meatball. And this will probably make about anywhere from 18 to 20 meatballs, depending on how big your hands are, pretty much. The bigger your hands, try to make some slightly smaller meatballs, otherwise you're just going to be making turkey burgers at that point. Okay, that's all nice and mixed. Gonna clean some of this up real quick. And then we're just gonna form some meatballs. Now I take about a handful and just press it in and just make a decent sized meatball. And again, this makes around 18 to 20. Now personally, I like recipes like this because it's kind of like cooking in bulk. You can make a lot all at once, and these last pretty much for about 5 days in the fridge, or you can freeze them and they last for around 3 months. So you can eat them all throughout the week. You can add them to anything you want. They go really good with quinoa, just plain quinoa, or some black rice. Or you can make little sliders out of them using like the butter lettuce. They're really good for spicing things up, because we don't have a whole lot of Chinese recipes or Asian flavors yet, and so we're trying to work on that for the Kaufmann diet. Get some more ethnicity in this diet. And once we're done with these, we're going to put them in the freezer and let them set up for just a little bit while we make the sauce that we're going to kind of saute them in. All right, almost done. Last one. Get all the little bits. Okay, now we're good to go on that. Wipe my hands off a little bit, and then we're gonna put these in the freezer, and then we're gonna make our sauce. Okay, now we're going to make our Thai turkey meatball sauce that goes with it. What you wanna do is you wanna take 1.5 cups of light coconut milk, some tomato paste, put that right in there, fish sauce, and some red curry paste. And then you're just gonna whisk that up a little bit. And it's got a nice orange creamy color. Tastes really good. All right, that's good to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and start cooking the meatballs. Gonna get our pan nice and hot. We can use just a little bit of oil. And let that heat up for a couple minutes. Because basically you just want to brown these. You don't have to worry about cooking them all the way through, because we are going to simmer them in the sauce for an extra 15 minutes. So once you're done browning them, if they're not cooked all the way through, that's okay. They'll continue cooking in the sauce, so it's okay. And you can go ahead and reform them if they flatten out a little bit in the freezer. Now, one trick to cooking with turkey meat, it's very delicate, so it's very easy to just kind of fall apart in your hands. So you'll want to be very gentle, and also try not to smush around too much because it can fall apart pretty easily until it's cooked, and then you're good to go. And we'll put one more in the middle. Now, you can see my pan is not big enough to do all of them at once, so I'm just going to do it in a few batches. Once these are done, I'll take them out, put them in a pan, and then we'll put them back in later when we do our sauce. Okay, so let these cook for a while, brown them on each side as much as we can, set them aside, and then we'll cook the rest. You can see how they're starting to get a little bit of brown right there. That's looking good. And you can see how this is starting to fall apart. I didn't let it cook long enough, so I gotta be more patient. Okay, we're done browning our meatballs. They're all good to go, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put them all back in the pot, and we're gonna put the sauce on. We're gonna turn our stove back on, and let's go ahead and put our little meatballs back in. They're kind of turned into meat patties, but whatever. They still taste good. And it's okay if you have to kind of squish them all in. It's all right. They'll still get in the sauce. They'll still keep cooking. It's okay. And you'll also notice that some of my patties decided to not be team players and have decided to crumble up on me. But they still get eaten too, so it's okay. They're still gonna taste good. And now we're just gonna pour our sauce on top, and we're gonna let it simmer for 15 minutes. You wanna try and cover everything you can. And start your timer once it starts simmering. All right, our turkey meatballs have been simmering for about 15 minutes now, and they're pretty much good to go. You can see the color has changed to a really nice, dark, rich, tomato-y color. And yeah, they're pretty much done. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. And I've got a few different options here for how we can serve them. I've got a bowl of quinoa, and I've got some butter lettuce that you can make kind of like a lettuce wrap in, and I'm gonna show you different ways. Do both of those. Let's do the quinoa first. And these are pretty big, so you only need a few. Some sauce all over that. That looks really good. Or again, you can use them kind of like a little bitty slider. Some more sauce. And then I've got some extra chives already cut up. And I've also got some cilantro. It really brings out the flavor. And you can also add a little bit of a lime wedge if you had some. And for more recipes like this, you can go on to knowthecause.com. This is again all Kaufmann 1. But be sure to check all of your ingredient labels, just depending on the brand and flavor you get. I also found all these ingredients at a local grocery store, so they're not super hard to find, so this isn't a really hard recipe to do. But I'm gonna take a bite of this. Hopefully it's cooled off enough to where I don't burn my mouth. And yeah. Still kind of hot, looks really good. Got a lot of really good Asian flavors in there, and it's really tasty. But yeah, go on to knowthecause.com, get more recipes like this, and have a great day.